welcome to the God is a Geek podcast. My name is Adam Cook and I am your excitable host. It's a new year. I have got the same hat, but there's a new podcast theme. And if you don't like it, well, I wrote it, so you can go fuck yourself. Isn't that right, Adam Carroll?
It's absolutely correct, Adam Cook. I am here. I also have the same hat. My hair is just a bit longer, and I got my Christmas mug because Christmas never ends in my head.
Indeed. Again, if you don't like the theme tune, I worked really hard on it. So, Chris White, what would you have to say to this? Listen. All I was going to do is I want people to know that I'm starting this year with I'm going to swear again and this is bad for YouTube, but seriously, no fucks given this year, right, Chris White?
Right, Adam Cook. No fucks given.
Yeah.
And I think if people don't like it, then they can keep their opinions to themselves. I know it's impossible on the internet, but it's just fuck yourselves.
Do you know it's going to be really difficult to not name this podcast? I'll tell you what, we're going to go with... Right, I'm going to get this out of the way. Chris Hyde, I'm going to introduce you and I'm going to say that I'm going to propose the title for this podcast is #GFY. Okay?
Okay, yeah. Hello, by the way.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad to see that you and Adam Carroll have somewhat coordinated your outfits a little bit.
Lumberjack.
Yeah, but I've gone for some sort of suave, sophisticated kind of lumberjack, and he's just gone.
Well, I got called a hobo straight away when I came on this fucking thing.
Yeah, but they don't know that. I'm the nice guy. I don't say things like that. It wasn't me, it was Chris. I don't know why I just admitted it.
Let me ask a question here.
Sure.
Okay.
Shoot from hip. That's always been your style.
It is the new year, right? I feel like we're not going to go ahead, but do you guys do your resolution business?
Well, I'll tell you what. Hang on.
Wait, no, let me finish.
I've got a listener question to works with yours, though. We can do
Excellent.
New Year. Let's just throw everything out the window and do listener correspondence right now.
OMG.
It's the only question we got. But go on, Ant.
All I want to say is I don't want to hear this shit now of no, fuck that, because the year that we had, no, whatever. Is there something that you genuinely have decided that you want to in some way achieve or maybe just change or do? Feel free to not say it if you don't want to, obviously.
I have
I'm
one.
Interested.
I don't know if anyone else has. I do have one. I'm
Yeah.
guessing I am the only
one.
one.
Yeah, no, I've got one.
Chris, jump in.
Yeah, no, I want to try and find some more time to read more. I barely read anything last year.
I wasn't expecting that at all, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah,
I mean, you're wearing that shirt that I would said 5, 6, 7 years ago. I would have gone, that's got Burton's written all over it. Okay. And I just don't imagine you sitting there in your Burton shirt reading a book. Burton's is like a reference. It's not going to work, is it?
I don't know if I'll wear this shirt to necessarily read at the same time.
Smoking jacket, perhaps?
Do other people have reading
just
shirts?
A towel.
Oh, now. I think that's the podcast title, Just a Towel. Thank you, Chris. I've changed my mind.
Reading more, Chris.
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking back last year, and I barely read any books.
Yeah,
so I haven't read a book in many years.
Yeah, so
do audiobooks
count? Probably should. I think so.
Yeah, well,
I think they would. I mean, I prefer to read a physical book, but I think I just want to. I'm not going to set myself a target. I know some people go, I'm going to read 50 books this year. I won't.
You're going to read 50 books, are you? Bloody
hell.
No,
I'm definitely not.
You said it.
I'm going to go for one. No.
Okay, it's achievable.
Yeah, but I think that's what I want to do because
I commend that because similarly, I've kind of thought that as well about this year. I'm like, how to read more, but I kind of started doing audiobooks a bit more.
See, that's what I want to do.
I did a lot of it last year, but by God Almighty, I'm doing the Star Wars book at the moment, the Heir of the Empire one. I've gone right back to that time with the Legends series, and it's so good. It has all the sounds and everything in it.
Why do you think you don't read more? Because mine is simple that I have tried, and I find that basically I can avoid my phone for so long, but then the vibrations have. There's been so many of them that you're like, I can't leave this any longer. I now have to see why so many notifications are coming through. That's my problem. I would love that. There's quite a lot of comedians' books, autobiographies. I didn't even know this. Do you know Johnny Vegas has got a book? It's because it's about written.
Oh, I'd love to read that.
Right, but it's him, not Johnny Vegas.
Yeah.
I think his name's Keith. I can't remember what his name is, but I'd kind of like. But if an audiobook counts, I might have to.
It absolutely counts. It's exactly.
Yeah, I think it does count.
For me, the audiobook situation is just handy because I constantly am on the go. I have headphones in or something.
Well,
when I get to the point of sitting down, I'm going to play games or watch a movie or something. But Yeah,
that's the reason why I don't think I've read as much, because with a little kid I can't do it when she's awake. So then in the evening it's like I either like watch telly or spend time with my missus or play a game, and then it's like reading is like 17th on the list. And
when the kid's up, you can't exactly say, "Excuse me, daughter, I know you've just had a grand slam there, but I'm reading my book." And for those who don't know what a grand slam is, it means when you've shat yourself and vomited at the same time. I think. So, sorry, just stop that. I'm reading my book.
I also get extremely distracted, like reading. Like you see people reading and listening to music, and I'm just like,
oh, I don't think I'd want to do that.
No,
I'm like, how do you do that? You know, like it's just, I have to have nobody around me if I was reading a book. My concentration just takes off into a different world altogether. So,
well, Adam, all I can tell you is that you are living through the right timeline to be on your complete own with no one around you reading a book.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Chris White, do you have any? Or?
Only one small one, and it's to play more Dungeons and Dragons this year.
Oh, fair enough.
I saw that you were going to be your first DM.
Yes, yeah. I played with my mate and my wife for about a 2-year campaign we did, but then during last year it kind of just stopped. So I've got these bad boys.
I was wondering what that was.
Which is like,
are they books or?
They're basically the player handbook, a monster manual, and the DM's guide, and they're just basically the Bibles of D&D. So I've been looking at them over the last few days and just planning everything. But I'm looking forward to that just because it's amazing.
Do you go the whole 9 yards regarding like the chat?
I thought you were going to ask, does he put like a wizard robe on and everything?
Isn't in D&D? Don't you like speak? Like the characters,
people do. So it depends how comfortable people are. But I tend to have a few drinks and then I'm all over the shop.
You're fucking wizard hat on. You're like, whoa.
With the DM, you're playing a lot of NPCs in it.
Yeah.
So you've got to kind of.
I definitely play.
I would love to do it with some of you guys.
You can do it online. There's like software and web-based software where you can do dice rolls and everything.
To be fair, like it's so easy. Like if I was the DM, you lot would only need a set of dice and a character sheet, and we could do it via webcam, and that's it.
I mean, I'm absolutely up for that.
I think we could totally organise like a God is a Geek.
I mean, this is no longer a podcast. This is just a discussion about things we could do for a laugh.
So I want to do more of that, and obviously we will now. So
yeah. I see. So Adam and Chris are both going to read, and Adam wants to also do that, and Chris is going to do. That was a really weird angle on that that mug you just drunk from. Because of the it made it that's exactly what I mean. That BFG. Yeah. My New Year's resolution or my plan for this year is kind of really lame compared to all of yours because I just want to stop being so massively fat. Like, like that's all I'm really like. Do you know? I've sat there and I've got I've got to do this, and then like. You turn the news on, it's like, nah, I don't. There's no point. I mean, if I'm gonna die, I may as well die fat. It's not gonna.
I know that feeling.
That is my plan this year. If we can if people could just please stop spreading this virus, so I could have some motivation to lose weight, I'd be really appreciative.
You need to get yourself on Ring Fit then.
I've done, mate. My knees are so bad that I can't do that kind of exercise. My legs for other reasons. Excuses. Oh, I'm sorry, trainer. Will you train me? Because you're a slim gentleman.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't. I'll tell you what. If Chris will do the D&D thing, you've got to be my video trainer. You can be like my Peloton guy. I can see you going, push the burn. I really would like that. I'll buy some. It won't be like a Peloton bike because they're like thousands of pounds. But I could get some sort of. I don't know, some sort of unicycle or like, those bikes where they got the really big front wheel.
Oh, you fucking unicycle, man.
You won't burn calories on a unicycle.
Well, I would if I kept running. I don't know. A unicycle exercise routine. Has that been done?
I don't think
probably not.
What about a pogo stick? That would be something to put on YouTube, wouldn't it?
Oh, please video that.
They'd have to get it reinforced with steel underneath.
Crack. They're good fun, those pogo sticks, I gotta say. Haven't been on one in about 15 years, but...
The only good thing a pogo stick has ever been involved in is the music video from Supergrass, where they're just bouncing around the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Jesus
and I'm trying to think which song it is, because Supergrass are a decent band, and their greatest hits will be always great. What is it?
System of a Down have that song as well. I think it's... It's not cowboy, but it's just them shouting pogo constantly.
Pogo.
Bounce. That's their song. There you go.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So video games.
Oh yeah.
We thought what we'd do. Because there's not much. I mean, there's stuff we're working on behind the scenes, and there's games coming out. What we thought we'd do is normally with the Game of the Year stuff is that we would do like a big old most anticipated. But instead of that, we thought we'd kind of do not an award. We've kind of done enough ranking of things for 1 year, but maybe we could have a look for what's coming this year. It's going to be a strange year in games, I think.
Yeah.
I think we got so many delays last year, but now we're gonna if you look at this year, what and people as they're listening or watching are gonna hear. We start out with quite a few release dates, and then it's just like a load of games, and it's like in the air. They're out this year, probably.
Yeah. 2021. Maybe.
This is right. The thing that I'm like worried about now is because obviously with the pandemic, a lot of developers had to push their games.
Yes.
And before, not before it kicked off, but like you had Horizon Forbidden West announced and God of War 2021.
Gran Turismo.
That's not going to happen, surely. Like, I don't see how the...
Oh, that's the...
I think one of them will. I think Gran
Forbidden
Turismo
West
will.
would. I think God of War won't. But
see, I know we're jumping ahead a bit, but I was going to ask you guys about this. God of War, people have sort of gone, it's the follow-up to God of War that we all loved so dearly. What if it's more like Miles Morales?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll be down for that.
Because that would make this year then. What if it's more like a 10 to 15 hour game instead of another huge...
It won't be though.
You don't think so?
No way.
I feel like with the way they left it, I mean, I know they left, obviously, like Spider-Man Miles Morales analogy, they left that for the sequel and then did Miles Morales anyway, so it was fine. Yeah. But I just feel the way they left that, teeing it up, and you're just like...
It would be difficult, but what I'm saying is I'm trying to think of a year where... Like when Sony put out their first party games, like so last year you got
like Infamous,
The Last of Us
First Light. And
stuff. But what I mean is like you got The Last of Us Part 2, which was without a doubt their huge release for 2020, and you had Ghost of Tsushima, which was a big release, but it was a new IP as well. So it was like, I can't see a world in which they would. Well, maybe I'm just trying. I'd have to go back through the history books, but imagine putting out the sequel to Horizon and the sequel to God of War in a year.
I don't think they will. I agree with Chris. I think God of War goes back. Personally,
no. Well, actually, I don't know which.
I'm happy for that. I'll be quite happy for that. So
I kind of want them both.
As much as I
want them both because I want them now in my veins. But
what if you get a similar release pattern with them, like you did with Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost, and you've got like a month? I'd rather just have all the time in the world to play Horizon and then just wait for a year.
You'd have to imagine that Horizon, because let's be honest. And I say this as someone who sort of loved Horizon, but it took a long time to get there. That game didn't really need a sequel, and it's the only one of Sony's big games, Bloodborne as well, where I've ever kind of finished it and gone, I'm okay if that's it. I mean, I'm not because I loved it, but also like story-wise, it's only, and we won't get into spoilers, but it's only the kind of very final seconds of Horizon where you're like, oh, sequel. They could have stopped it before that sort of. Is it? It might even be post-credits.
When you go through Frozen Wilds, you're just like,
I still haven't done it.
God damn it. God damn, like,
still haven't done that.
Fucking play it. It is.
But God of War,
I swear to God, I want both of those games so bad. We all do. But like, they have to. Horizon has to happen anyway. God of War, we just got a logo. Not even.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it's the one that goes.
We only got kind of cutscenes. Well, I suppose we don't know. Because let's face it, Horizon looked incredible, so it's not impossible that is...
I'm absolutely taking work off for those games.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that went so well for people who bought Cyberpunk, didn't it?
Well, that's that, but... and Breath of the Wild as well. I'm going to take the year off for Breath of the Wild.
Let's crack into these then. I'm not going to read every release date on here and every game, because there are some that are just... I mean, I'm sure there'll be good games, but we're not going to talk about every one of them. I guess... and Scott Pilgrim's out this month, this week as you're listening to this. It's that game, I guess, but they're bringing it back, and it's exciting. People are excited because it went away. They took it off. I don't fully understand the history of that, but that game was kind of deleted because it was I think it was an Xbox Live Arcade game back then.
Yeah, it was. I remember buying it back in the day.
I think I did too.
I loved it.
I wonder if that means you can download it again now on an Xbox, because they're all... I'm going to try that. I'm going to go. It's not great for the podcast, but I am going to...
I know nothing about that game. All I know is that movie I loved.
It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Yeah, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up.
It's like from when I remember playing it anyway, it's like Streets of Rage and Battlefront, but it's like Turtles in Time. It reminds me of that kind of, but it's like filled with like some really awesome shit.
I'm sorry, that really tickled me.
Yeah, I know.
A week later, I guess the first big one of January really is Hitman 3. I somehow own Hitman 2 on every format, and I don't know how. I did review it on PC for freelance work. I think I must have bought it on Xbox at some point because I went to download it again, and I had an Xbox in front of me, so I was using that, and I had all of Hitman 1 and 2 and downloaded the whole lot. I really like Hitman. I am a little concerned that it seems to be coming out with not an enormous amount of fanfare again.
But didn't they all?
That's what I'm saying. And every single time it's changed publishers.
The first Hitman of the new the
new trilogy
was absolutely incredible.
That Paris level still.
Reviewing every
they were
called levels, weren't they? But
chapters, chapters, missions.
And it was awesome, because you could proper rinse the level.
Yeah.
Whereas if you release, I'm not saying it's bad either way, but if you release a full game, then you don't tend to spend shitloads of time in one area doing everything. You go straight on, and then you go back maybe if you think, might replay them. But at least with that, you can rinse every level. And there was a seaside town which was my favorite. I can't remember where it was, but it was the seaside town where it was oh my god.
Sorry, that was
incredible.
I shouldn't have been able to get that quickly. Sorry.
That was impressive. Well, that was amazing.
But I did enjoy the mission structure, the way they released them, because it meant, like you said, you could rinse that level for all it was worth, and then there would be another one to come back for soon. And it also, marketing-wise, not that matters to us or anyone probably who would be buying it, it gave you... It kept it in your mind share, didn't it?
Pulsed it, didn't it?
Every time it was there's a new game, whereas I think Hitman 2 really suffered for the opposite.
I think what's happening with Hitman 3, and this is what surprised me the most. No, correct me if I'm wrong here, but with what we're saying about the kind of the buzz of the game or whatever in general, it's very surprising. If you think about it, this is going to be you're going to play this in VR if you want. How many people are going to bust out their VR headset?
So I'm going to ask the question about that. Okay, so you're going to play it on PS4 then?
Me?
Because you can play PSVR on PS5, but you need that dongle.
Yeah.
I just don't think...
About that.
I haven't even bothered getting one. I mean, I've got a PS4. It's still plugged in behind me. I haven't used it since the PS5
I don't have a VR headset, so I'm going straight to 5. Okay. That's just that.
But the thing is, I watched that the VR trailer, because I'm from the graphics, I reckon that was a PC trailer. Unless I'm wrong, I would imagine that's Oculus as well. It's one of those where they showed the VR being played, and I felt like every single clip you saw was of someone who is perfect at the game. Do you know how when you see really good players play it, or the developers playing it, and you're like, oh my god, that game's cool. So, and it's the equivalent of a man walking in a room and going, hey, and then when you play it, you're at the screen because you're not as cool as that.
Yeah.
And I felt like the VR thing was...
We need a video of you playing VR now. There's all these videos you need to make.
That's what I've just shown you. But that's what I feel like. I feel like that VR was again, this was the kind of I'm a hitman. And then you're just there going, like that. And there was there was a clip where he pulled the gun up and was like that. And you're just going to be he's over there. It's I just don't...
it depends. I think there could be a lot of fun come out of it. I don't know. I don't see why now they would put this feature in us.
It's also all the original levels.
It's going to be solid.
It's all the levels as well in VR. So that Paris level, you can walk out onto the catwalk if you do it that way. That's fucking up to program as well.
VR has been fucking quiet. It has been quiet for in terms of a big title, big title. We've gotten all I can think of straight off the bat is the last real big one. Was Resi 7? In terms of a big budget one, yeah, but that's
as for PSVR,
I don't think.
I think they're going quiet because they're seeing what's going to happen. Because they're not if they do carry on with it, which I guess they will, they're bound to go PSVR 2, aren't they? They're gonna.
I just hope Hitman 3 comes out and it's not going to be all this whole it's just the same old thing.
I don't think it will, because I think apart from anything else, I don't think it's actually got ray tracing, but they've done something with the. They've done something with what's the engine called? Is it ICE? God damn it, what's their engine called? Whatever their engine's called, they've actually what's the phrase for it? They've gone back to the old things with the engine, so they've like enabled like proper lighting and shadows in the original levels. I think the thing about Hitman that I like so much is how playable it feels. Like, it actually feels responsive and playable, whereas the originals felt less like this. I mean, I still like the originals, but Hitman 3 looks great.
The thing that bothers me about just PlayStation 4, well, PSVR in general, is the fucking time it takes us to set it up.
That's it, yeah.
Like, you know what? If we had a better headset and all this, I would 100% be playing shitloads more VR, because I have to pack it away every time I play it, because it takes up too much.
That's why I like the Oculus Quest so much, because it's just there. That's it.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
And PSVR's never had that, and it'll only improve sales if they do finally fucking make it wireless.
I think it would be too expensive, but then saying that,
I don't know. I assumed the PS5 would have something built in, to be honest, that would be ready for it.
Well, it'll have to work differently, because, and I actually have handily got a PS5 controller here. If you think about it, I mean, this is poor for the audio, but I'm pointing the PS5 controller. In fact, I have got a 4 one here as well. You got to remember the light bar here is at the front of the controller is what it tracks it with. Where the PS5 hasn't got that. Like, the PS4 has that light bar.
Sony, PSwear, right? Oh. Clothing with vibration. Like, you got gloves on, you got pants on.
Yeah. It's the trance vibrator all over again.
Playing GTA 5. Pants. GTA 5 in the strip club, just bit of vibration going on downstairs.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. PSwear, PS pants.
Moving on. I think everyone is excited for Hitman 3. Like, I don't think...
it's a solid start of a game.
I'm with Chris White, though. I kind of wish it was episodic again.
Play episodic then. Rinse the shit out of the first one.
No, but you can't, because that's like saying when you play any other game with levels in it, like DMC.
Psychologically, it makes
it's the next level, isn't it?
To rinse it, yeah.
Also, I find it a bit weird that people are, and then IOI have said this themselves, that this is the conclusion of the trilogy. I can't remember a thing about the story in those games.
The story,
not at all. I think Hitman 2's story was better.
It was, but
it was still like not why I played it. Yeah, there wasn't any story.
I can't remember any of the protagonists other than Agent 47. Any of the enemies.
No,
I remember playing as Sean Bean at one point.
No, I think
he was a mission to kill.
Yeah, I don't even think
he was an elusive target, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was an elusive target post-release.
I remember there being lots of moody sort of betrayal stuff in between missions, but I don't really kind of remember much of it, to be honest, in Hitman 2. But
I mean, let's move on. I'll just read a few games out just so we're not skipping them, like Ride 4, Atelier Ryza 2, Cyber Shadow. I've not even heard of that game. Yacht Club Games? That's a publisher. Okay, I'll be looking at that, because I do know that game. Disgaea 6. Adam, any interest? Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny?
No, I've never played it. I'm not going to start now.
I mean, listen, I can't make you manufacture excitement.
Catch up.
I think I played a demo once and I just did not understand what was going on.
Yeah. Galgun Returns, of course.
Big old boobies.
One there for Mick, yeah.
Beeps.
January 28th, The Medium, Bloober Teams. The
yes.
Medium. Did we all see the gameplay thing they released recently?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I did smile a little bit when I watched that, because there was also, I forget who, but someone had I saw an IGN preview actually, where the guy just talked about what he played, and it was they'd done this wonderful thing, and Chris White, this will mean the most to you. They've done this wonderful thing of they let people play the game, and then they literally released the exact video footage of everything you played, and it was like your preview was rendered completely pointless instantly. I did smirk at that, thinking no one watching this will understand, but I'm watching that going, oh, that really pisses you off when that happens.
It does.
But the Medium looks...
the Final Fantasy VII Remake thing I went
That's
to.
the one, and they released the demo literally the same time.
What was the point?
Yep.
Yeah.
But the actual game is one that interests me, because Bloober Team are a developer that I think always have really good ideas. I don't think they've ever fully executed, but
I think the closest they got was Observer.
Observer's one that's been on my list for so long.
It's certainly worth playing System Redux.
But this is interesting because they've gone third person. And it looks like it's got fixed cameras, and the game. And again, it's very difficult with these kind of games because it looked like it had Silent Hill vibes, but without actually playing it, it kind of needs to feel right as well. But I really dig the sort of idea of what they're going for.
They just want to strive for the horror thing, and it's just like. I haven't. Now I know the last Amnesia game that came out. I still have to actually play that. That's supposed to be really good, but I haven't played. a fucking decent horror game. Personally, myself,
I like the idea behind it's quite cool as well.
Yes.
With like Troy Baker as a villain, like he's invisible in your world, but he can he hear, but he can't.
Oh, you know. I mean, I was wondering how long do you think this game is?
About 8 hours.
You reckon?
10.
So it's basically like a Resident Evil Silent Hill game.
The same as the rest of their games.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's gone third person to me, which is really interesting because it's like, I don't know. I just wonder because all their games have been first person, haven't they?
Pretty much. I think so.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But no. I mean, the other thing as well. They're not pushing this angle because it's coming to PC as well. This is the first next-gen exclusive for Xbox. Yeah. It's not available on Xbox One. It's only Xbox Series X. Because apparently, because I was surprised by this. They, unless I misunderstood their quote, it is actually rendering the game twice. I figured it was just sort of, they put the line across and almost like a Lego game where they cut the co-op. But I figured I assumed it wouldn't actually be rendering the game twice. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
The Yakuza Remaster Collection is coming to Xbox and Windows this month. I mean,
yeah,
great,
top-notch games.
That sounded sarcastic. I didn't mean it to. Great,
great.
Gods Will Fall is this month, which I keep seeing the name pop up, but I don't really feel like I have a clue what that game is.
I haven't got a clue. I've seen some bits and pieces.
Yeah, we've had PR because it's from Deep Silver, and I looked at it and I watched the trailer for it, and I still felt like I was a bit none the wiser. Super Meat Boy Forever is apparently coming to consoles that aren't the Switch the end of the month. Maybe. I mean, we won't dwell on this. I'm just going to say that that's probably one of the most. If we'd have done the Game of the Year podcasts after that came out, that would have been. I would have really strived to get that on most disappointing. I am so gutted by that game. It's so. It's just. It's so not what I wanted, and I think there will be defenders of it going, yeah, but it's not Super Meat Boy. It's called Super Meat Boy Forever. They took away everything about that game that I love. The movement's gone.
I've seen a lot of people share your sentiment.
It's also massively too late.
There's a few people defending it, but there's a lot of people going, I am a bit gutted.
To wait the length of time that people have for it. Yep. It's like you could release this runner after you released a proper sequel, and not say that this isn't, but no one wanted a runner.
What I would, and the thing is, it was developed. They started developing it in 2014, I believe. 6 years.
Jesus Christ, really?
Well, I mean, I believe I'd have to again look at the history books. But I believe Edmund Macmillan was part of the team then, and now it was just Tommy Raffine's.
Okay.
What I would say is, if people are still thinking, "Oh, I really wish it was that game again," but there's a game called The End Is Nigh, which is made by Edmund Macmillan, trying to speak too fast, that is very similar to the Meat Boy original game. It's not quite as good because it's a bit too dark and it doesn't have the sort of silliness, but yep. February. Now, Chris Hyde, I don't know how to say the name of this game.
I don't know. I always pronounce it is like.
Oh, I thought it was
I don't
Wise.
know if that's how you actually pronounce it.
Or Ease.
It might be Wise.
Whatever it is, Wise 9.
YS9.
Yeah, Monstrum Nox.
Yeah,
I've never played one of these, but you have.
I played 8 thanks to Mikhail on the site a couple of years ago now, and loved it. Really good. Not played the rest of the series because I haven't got time to do all that because they're all quite meaty games. But played the demo of this. Came out for PS4 a week ago, I think. Only 10-minute. You get two missions, and you get 10 minutes in each of them to kind of get as far as you can, explore. There's a boss at the end of each one, and it just sort of sets out some of the key mechanics that are new to the game. And I'm intrigued. I'm up for it.
Okay.
So yeah, it feels different. It's a lot more. There's like wall running and climbing and crap. It's a lot more vertical than a normal sort of 3D RPG. So it's a bit. Got something a bit different about it, but obviously all the other RPG elements you would expect from a big like JRPG. So yeah, it's on my list. I'm intrigued by it. I hope the rest of the game lives up to it. To be honest, I'm up for this.
Fair enough. February the 5th, you've got Neo Remastered. Well, it's like all the Neo games coming to PS5 and PC. Did Neo 2 not come out at the same time last year? Was it not like February? It was
I think so.
Yeah,
it was
it's
kind
early,
of,
wasn't it?
I hate to sort of start referring to time like this, but I want to say it was pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Because the first one was as well. I remember that came out in January, I think.
I would not be averse to giving that another go, maybe.
Kind of want to play the original on PS5.
You're not going to, Adam. You're not
I
going
am.
to.
I ain't playing that.
He's
Fucking...
right.
Oh,
Adam's
no, the
right.
original
He's
Neo
not-
was so good. I can't
It was.
play
It's
it.
terrific.
But then
It was mental. I'm just
also-
shit at it.
I should also play the second one a bit more, as I said in the Game of the Year.
Too many systems in 2. There's just too many for me. I'm just like, nah. It just went.
There's quite a few.
And the fucking challenge. The challenge of 2 is
Yeah.
outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of 2, February 11th, Little Nightmares 2.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. I liked the first one, didn't love it like
the demo
many. but-
out
Yeah,
on
now.
PC.
Yeah, now as we speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah. And right after that, Galgun returns again. This time it's on Windows as well.
Teasing us.
But also on this couldn't be the weirdest 2 games to have released on the same day.
Which do I get? They're both so similar.
Which do I get, Chris? Indeed.
Indeed, yeah.
Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. I only found out. The thing is, right, I reviewed that game originally on Wii U and I gave it a 10 out of 10, and I think it's probably the most underappreciated 3D Mario game. I fucking love that game. It's so wonderful, and like, I don't know if you'll remember it well enough, but like when you get to the Bowser levels and the colour of the carnival and everything, wow, that game's just something to look at. We don't know what Bowser's Fury is at all, and I only just found out the game's got online co-op.
Yeah,
That's great news.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because I feel like the thing about the Nintendo's Mario games where they got the multiplayer is there's no way you ever just play them as co-op games, because it's a 2D plane and you're constantly in each other. But the 3D plane is like, shit, that could really work.
I played this one through with my wife when it first came out on the Wii U. So yeah, obviously that wasn't online co-op, but I can well be up for this. But yeah, we have no idea what this Bowser's Fury is.
No.
I kind of like. I've seen loads of memes about it just being about Doug Bowser and him just being pissed off for like.
Do you know, wouldn't it, I tell you what,
hours.
I would love it if they didn't reveal what it was.
And just launched it.
And and I'll be reviewing this game when it's available to us. And I almost want them to. This is a weird thing to say. I almost want them to say, as part of like the NDA, you can't say what Bowser's Fury is, because I think that would be the funniest thing ever. Because I'd just basically republish my original review, wouldn't I? It would be easy work.
I assume it's just more levels, right? With some sort of twist.
What if somehow it's Super Mario 3D Land, but remastered in this?
You
just tempt us with shit there. You just tempt us.
That would be insane.
That's another underappreciated game. That is a superb video game.
But now it won't be that.
Yeah,
we'll go, well, it's dog shit because it's not Super Mario.
I would imagine it will be another world after the game.
Yes.
In the way that Odyssey's got that Dark Side of the Moon.
With some sort of mechanic that overlays it, I'd imagine, that to make it a bit different.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Don't know what, but...
I mean, I am so ready for that game. That is the game I need right now in my life. I mean, I could just play it. I've got a Wii U set up, but I'm not. That game's
You're not a maniac.
No, I'm not going to play it. I mean, I'd rather wait for it and buy it again, even though it's the same game and it's also in HD. That's not stupid. Then Persona 5 Strikers in February, which Persona, but Musu and me just don't mix. So Destruction All Stars is down here on this list as February. Did they re-announce a date for that? Because that was originally a launch title, and they said they put it back, and it's going to be a PlayStation Plus game. I don't know. Riders Republic is also down on February 25th, which is that Ubisoft kind of... I don't know how you describe it. It's a sports game, isn't it? But it's kind of extreme sports, if I remember correctly. We've seen nothing of it, and it's due out in February. I'm not sure that date's right. And Bravely Default 2 is another one, which I did not know there was a demo of.
Yeah,
and I've been told not to play it because it's a terrible demo.
Yeah, well, terrible is maybe harsh. It's just a bit of a fucking mess.
Well, technically.
Where's that on the scale of shit?
I know,
I
suppose.
It's just a bit of a fucking mess.
It's like one of those demos where you're kind of going, okay, so that's the demo. Oh shit, okay. I hope this isn't the game. Do you know? I've always time to like.
That's never good in a demo if you come out going, I hope that's not the game.
Hang on, has demos always been a thing though that we're supposed to play? And that is it. That is exactly like like how many developers say this is not the final representation of this game, whatever. Like, and I kind of
well,
think,
all
like,
of them do that, don't they?
all of them, yeah, and it's going to be rough around the edges. I just think like there's not a whole pile of magic coming out of here in 2. I think it's just like there was something about playing, even down to playing like Bravely Second End Layer. I think that was the title of it. Like that felt a bit more like, oh, this is pretty decent too. Like, you know, it wasn't as good as Bravely Default personally for me, but like right now it's like of those style of like JRPG games, like it's not a patch on like the likes of Octopath Traveler or something. Like it's just,
yeah, that's a great game.
It just I don't know. There's something like the characters I wasn't gelling with in the demo. The demo was a fairly meaty demo, to be honest, you know. But I don't know. There was dodgy frame rates and stuff. But there's something going on. Like I feel like Nintendo, they're not always doing it, but there's a couple of titles that you can start mentioning where it's like the frame rate, whoa, and it's like it's weird. It's just a weird thing when you play a Nintendo title. It's a bit rough at times, you know. I don't know. Hopefully it might be good. I hope it is, but that demo is definitely not the one, personally.
Okay, moving into March, Yakuza Like a Dragon comes to PS5, which is...
I'll buy it again.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be against it.
Fucking hell.
I didn't know this was a thing even, but Sea of Solitude Director's Cut is coming to Switch.
That, and I haven't played it, and I wonder if that's a shout.
I mean, it's got Quantic Dream as the publisher.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Chris, you reviewed
he loved you interviewed
the
the dev and everything, didn't you?
Excellent. Yeah.
Again, pre-pandemic when you went to London, actually saw people in
back
person.
In the fucking day.
Back before the end times.
Yeah, the Quantic Dream thing is very peculiar.
I mean, they have broken out and they are their own thing, so it's possible they're publishing it. I mean, it's I suppose it is the sort of game you would imagine. I just don't know if that's correct. I mean, it's Wikipedia I'm looking at, so it could be.
No, it is.
It is.
Quantic,
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Moving on, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake is March 18th.
Yeah,
that's such a weird one
it's
for me.
Very quiet.
Yeah,
and
like
then
Jesus.
it's like bang, it's March.
I'll be honest.
That's gonna get pushed.
I feel like the time for that's gone. I feel like if they were going to do this when they announced it, they should have put it out.
I don't know, man, because look what happened with 13.
Yeah, like, okay.
That just came, and I was like, that just seems like an absolute stinky nappy. So like, no, okay. I think Prince of Persia could come out, and if it's done well, it looks amazing and shit. Like it could be really fucking good.
What was shown didn't look very good, but that doesn't. That was months ago, and we've got months to wait. Just after that, a game I'm very, very excited for is Returnal.
Yeah,
which is an awful name. It's a portmanteau.
Yeah,
it's Housemarque though, the people who did Resogun and all that lot, and like
cool.
they're one of those devs that they've kind of earned their place for me. That whenever they have a game,
is this going to be their first game since Resogun? Surely not.
No, they put out. I'm gonna have to look up the name of it. What was that?
Because Resogun was a PS4 launch game, wasn't it?
Oh god, what was the name of the game? When something Riders. Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Whatever, but it isn't anyway.
Oh no, Alienation. And they did a VR game, Super Stardust Ultra VR, Next Machina. And Matterfall, which I don't remember at all.
I played Matterfall. Matterfall's ace.
Yeah, I do remember it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So like for me,
that's very good.
I wouldn't say Housemarque are like they're up there with, I don't know, the best devs ever, and that everything's a home run. But they've never put a game out I've not gone, I really like that.
Very polished games.
Very arcade based as well, usually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm well up for that. Yeah. What have we got here? Balan Wonderworld, which is a really interesting game because there's a little bit of Knights about it, which worries me because I'm not a big fan of Knights. Remember Knights into Dreams? You know, the Sega... what format was that on? Mega CD? No. Dreamcast? I can't remember what it was on. But regardless, I think it's by the same people behind it. But I've heard it's episodic. So, but it's also... I can't work out if it's more like Knights or it's like a Sonic-y style game. But that's got my attention. I look forward to trying that as a platformer, so it's all right up my street. Chris White, one that I'm sure you'll be interested in, is the new game from Hazelight Studios, It Takes Two, with Joseph Fares probably playing all the roles again himself.
I'm playing
JF game.
I'm playing No Way Out for the third time.
Well, I still haven't finished that. That time we played together, that's it. That's as far as I got.
Not because it's like the best game. It's just the only game I can think of that does this.
Yeah, that's fair.
The game itself is actually quite. It's not fun. I like it. It's not one of the best games. It's good fun to kind of show someone. Like, so I'm showing someone who I work with who doesn't play online. And
does it still work, that thing where if you've got it, someone else can play it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I joke, but that's
it's cool. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see more from it.
I would be up for playing that game through co-op wise. I think I would.
I did it over the first lockdown, and I remember like the first night of playing with a buddy, we did like a 4-hour session, and I was kind of like, I'd say we're close to the end, are we? And he was like, no, and I was like, what? And I couldn't believe that it was.
I assumed that once you leave the prison, that was it.
Yeah,
that's where we got
this whole
to,
fucking narrative for about 6 hours afterwards.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny, Chris Hyde. Like neither you or I got the call, did we?
No. And it's funny. It's like apparently I don't even need the game. I could play it. Could play it with him. I don't even need the game, but no.
Yeah.
I'm below the list of a friend that doesn't
Adam
like
Carroll,
games.
Adam Carroll, have you played any Deep Rock Galactic, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Oh shit, he's just done us there.
No, sorry,
I was going to make.
I've heard great things, Chris.
Oh yes, so have I.
Things.
Yeah, Adam, if only you had a fucking Xbox, eh?
I mean,
yeah, you know, fucking.
I was going to make the Futurama thing a fine. Me and Chris will make our own It Takes Two, or with blackjack and hookers, and but Monster Hunter Rise, Monster Hunter Rise,
blackjack,
Monster Hunter Rise, same day.
Monster Hunter Rise, yes.
I don't even know we need to mention it. It's just Monster Hunter. People, that game was already huge, and World took Monster Hunter into a new dimension. It's going to be huge. It'll do really well.
Big.
Yeah, it's going to be big. I am a little disappointed it's only on Switch. Because
no,
wait. That means it's not going to look as good as Monster Hunter World. And when a new game in a series comes out, it's rare that it takes a visual step back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Horizon Forbidden West isn't going to look worse than... I don't know, it's all in the art style.
Imagine if it did, though. Jesus
Christ. Yeah.
But I think that is a weird one.
Get it, but
that's because of the roots of that series are not Monster Hunter World. That's just the game that took it to the popular,
Yeah. But you're going to play it, yeah?
You
are going to
play
it.
We're all hunting together.
You loved World. Everyone's going to be in it. It's going to be the next Animal Crossing community. I'm telling you that now.
You're such a mid. This is why Chris doesn't invite you to things.
Yeah.
If I am if I am given a copy of it, like if the publisher sends out multiple copies, I don't think I'm gonna. No, man. The reason I say that is because I have. While you lot, well, I'm not going to include Chris White in this. Just you and Chris Hyde, because I'm not sure about Chris. I think Chris might have played them before. But while you lot were fawning over Monster Hunter World, I did play previous games in that series, and I don't like them. They are.
You love World.
I did, but World is
you
very
used to be in
different.
The group chat constantly just talking about it non-stop.
All right, mate. I mean, we've all,
You're going to play Rise now, and don't be saying you're not going to, right?
Fine. I mean, on the same day, I might be playing Terminator Resistance Enhanced on PS5.
Oh, you lucky man.
I didn't play the original. But also Disco Elysium. It's that first person. Did you not? No, Mick reviewed it. So
it's an enhanced
Terminator
version of
Resistance.
Terminator Resistance.
Terminator Resistance is basically a first-person Terminator game that's like Fallout, which sounds great. And Mick said it was all right, but it's a bit. It's actually not a bad game from what Mick said, but it is a bit rough, like a Fallout game. But more probably exciting to, I would imagine, because I know Chris, you now have a PC and you can play PC games. In fact, I think you have played this now, haven't you? Disco Elysium, the Final Cut.
I have purchased one game over Christmas, and it was Disco Elysium.
Wow,
Chris, is it good? Is it good? You like it? I'm going to wait.
I'll be honest, it's probably in my top 10 games of all time.
Holy!
But can I just say, it is also quite a difficult game to just go, oh, you'll love it, because it's a very unique game.
It's incredibly unique, but Adam, you would get a lot from this.
No, I think you would too.
I think you'd love the style, you'd love the context of what's going on.
I'm waiting for the Switch announcement. Like, when's
there's no combat?
That is what it is.
There's no combat. You don't fight anyone. It's all like imagine stuff like Pillars of Eternity and your D&D where you roll to.
Yeah, no, everything's a dice roll.
It's all a dice roll, but
it's a terrific game.
It's all from like, oh fucking hell! It's like from taking a step towards a body that's hanged from a tree, to see whether you'll vomit or not, to like trying to get some information out of someone. But there's like shitloads of dialogue. But it's all like he's having conversation with his mind, and it's just fucking nuts.
Apparently, by the way, it's the Final Cut version. Everything is voice acted.
Yeah, because there's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of conversation where you'll talk to them for a bit and they'll reply, and then the conversation just trails off.
But like, there's not many games I've seen with as much writing.
Yeah,
well, like the devs reckon there's about 1 million words.
I believe it.
In it,
but this is the PS4 and 5 version as well as so it's not Switch yet. But I thought they'd announced.
Hang on, when's that PS5 version coming out?
March 20-something.
Jesus, I don't know, lads. Like, I think that came out first on PC, didn't it?
Yeah,
it's only on PC.
So just PC. I remember when that was doing the rounds and the reviews dropped, and I was like, I've never heard of this. And I remember looking at it and going, that game, every time I see it, I'm just like, when can I play this?
Well,
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know how the fuck we gave that a 7.
Individual opinion,
it's
but
it's much better than. Oh, it's fucking.
Who gave it a 7?
I think it was Gary.
Yeah.
Gary gave it a 7. Yeah.
No, that is a stunning caravan. Yeah.
Caravan.
That's his name
now.
Fuck it,
I cannot wait to play that game.
You'll love it. Jesus. The music as well. British Sea Power. They did the soundtrack for it. Yeah.
Random.
Yeah, it is, but it's amazing. The music, even if you just like spent a bit of time listening to the soundtrack, on Bandcamp, you can listen to the preview and stuff. It's fucking great.
I kind of like that whole thing, though. You know, like our 2019 game there, Death Stranding, when we when we were looking at that. Well, who played that again?
Sorry.
Noah, wasn't it?
I saw someone tweet that Death Stranding is officially a follow-up to Metal Gear Solid.
What?
I can't do this because I am capturing this podcast in video form. But can someone Google while I'm talking this? I saw a tweet, and I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not because it's Kojima, so it could be that someone's confirmed that Death Stranding is actually a.
No, there's something regarding Metal Gear within like. Fuck it, I can't remember if it's like a part of Death Stranding or something. I can't not remember exactly what it was, but it was about maybe 3 months ago that this news kind of was doing the rounds where the next follow-up is like, or the next game that's happening is Metal Gear, and it's hinted like a Metal Gear remake or something like that. You just don't know. Like
you just don't know with him.
To be honest, the first Metal Gear doesn't need to be remade. It's fucking perfect as it is, if I'm brutally honest. But
well.
What?
What?
I thought you were going to discreet me there with that. Well,
no. I was just moving the podcast along. Sorry,
that's fine.
No. It's a good game. It's
like,
very good game. Just recently delayed and now out in April is Outriders, which there's a couple of reasons I'm interested in this. Is because one is it's by People Can Fly, who made Bulletstorm and Gears Judgment. Two is it's got Square Enix and they tend to make games I like, but they also seem to be in this situation where they keep making games that are like not massive. Do you know what I mean? Like for a publisher like Square Enix, they seem to keep putting games out that are big. They're like the AA games. But Outriders has been delayed. The demo will be out next month in February. The final release is coming in April. But it's like a team co-op based shooter. But it looks really fun because it looks like there's lots of powers and stuff, and the classes are. I don't know. I'd be really interested to try that demo. Which apparently, if you play it, it's the first couple of hours of the game, all classes. It's basically the first few hours of the game, and it carries over to if you buy the game. So that's something. Guilty Gear Strive is out in April as well, which is the new Guilty Gear game, which looks tremendous. They always do. Nier Replicant, the remake of that, is April 23rd. It's not Platinum Games, it's Toy Logic, but Platinum Games are involved. I don't think probably that many people played the original Nier games, which is a follow-up to like the fifth ending of
my first and only.
Yeah, well, no, and this is like a follow-up to Drakengard, but like the fifth ending of Drakengard. So like, yeah, Yoko Taro at it again.
Amazing.
I mean, it's Nier, so I would guess that all four of us are going to play that, and no more needs to be said about that.
Yep.
Deathloop. We move on to May. Deathloop.
Yeah.
Deathloop, yeah. I'm just very keen to see and play that. But like the idea seems so cool, but like Do you know?
Again, though, that just the gameplay they've shown again looks like someone who is amazing at the game.
Yeah.
Whenever you see those games, like Arcane's games, they are. And to be fair, Dishonored 2, I did eventually go back to and I really, really enjoyed. But when
really
you see the gameplay, this is what I did eventually. It still runs like shit, by the way. Really disappointing how that plays on Xbox.
love playing shit games like that.
Do you know what? I'm gonna try that on Series X because that game really didn't run that well on Xbox One. But yeah, Deathloop, it's really weird. It's still a PS5 and Windows exclusive. That's really weird. Xbox owns Arcane and Bethesda. Weird.
Yeah.
And then the last release date that we actually have, June 22nd, is Back 4 Blood, which is the not Left 4 Dead sequel, but it's literally called Back 4 Blood. Yeah, that's Total Rock again. I really hope they get a bit of luck.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't really have much interest in this game at all.
No, but like Evolve, when they put Evolve out, that was a really good game. It just didn't have much luck. Yeah, no, it was really, really fun and really good game. It just didn't catch fire at all. Yeah, it was, Adam. It was.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah. Back 4 Blood is apparently, from what Mick played of it, he told us basically that it is essentially Left 4 Dead. Like, it is, there's the safe rooms, there's everything.
Well, it turns out like they've had a bit of a resurgence, that type of game recently, haven't they? So it might do all right.
Yeah.
I just thought, like, when it was... Do you remember when it was, like... Where did it get announced? Game Awards, wasn't it? Was it Game Awards?
I think it was already...
Not sure.
I think, like, did Jeff Keighley bring out the guy, whatever, and, like, he kind of talked... I think it was Game Awards. He discussed what it was, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, okay. Like, no way. Like, I just think you would have to be, like, a huge... or at least a good fan of Left 4 Dead in order to be excited for this, because I was just like...
But isn't everyone a fan of Left 4 Dead? I think that game's amazing.
I played like a fair chunk of it when I got it 360, like, but you know, it didn't really.
No, fair enough. So as for the rest of the year, like again, I'm not going to go through this list because it is just a mammoth list of game names. None of these have release dates, but I'll shout out some that I think probably will come this year or scheduled for this year that I think we'll be interested in. And the first one's 12 Minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
I still really want to play that game. Annapurna, but also this game started off as like this small indie game on Xbox's showcase on E3, and now they've got like all these Hollywood voice actors and stuff involved, and it's.
I think when we saw that game first, like, and like anyone that's into anything like narrative based, like you could not have looked at that and went, like, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
like, you know, like you just, it looks unreal.
And that's another Xbox exclusive, apparently. Like. So I wonder how. I always worry with Microsoft that they've got these really cool games and then and it's out and you're like, no, fucking give it some fanfare, do something. You know, they're not great at that. Alex Kidd in Miracle World.
So what's that? A remake or
it's a new game? It's a remake, yeah, but like it's by the people I think who did
Wonder Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it's like they're kind of got previous.
It'll be fantastic then.
I think it probably will be. Apex Legends is coming to Switch this year. It was due last year. So Apex Legends is a very good game.
I really don't like first persons on the Switch.
Not a big fan, but it's cool. One I think will definitely get some love here. Axiom Verge 2.
I've never really played the first one. No. And I haven't.
So you're waiting for me to say I've played it?
No, it was Adam Carroll. I would have thought he would be all over that first game.
I have it.
It's basically Metroid. Like it is.
I just haven't played it, and I've heard the same thing. That
it's too Metroid for me. When I played it, I'm like, this is too much. Yeah. I've tried to play it several times. Wow. Okay. Oh. Well, I don't know what to say. Fuck yeah. Okay. Braid Anniversary Edition is apparently due out in the first quarter. I mean. Weird game to re-put out because that
wasn't for me really. I didn't really get on with it.
Okay, fair enough. What else we got? Control Ultimate Edition.
I'm up for that because I played it and it ran like ass. So I'm up for playing it where it doesn't run like ass because that game is quality.
Speaking of Cyberpunk 2077, the next gen version is due this year.
Please, because I really, really love that game.
I'm really not.
But it runs like fucking
anymore.
dog poo.
I can see the layer of dust is getting like that thick on my copy now on top. It's ready to just be and then put in.
Do we think that's definitely still going to come out in 2021?
I think it's not.
Do you know what?
Need to put it out.
It's
but if
funny
it
you
ain't
mention
finished,
this.
then fuck knows.
I literally, as we were recording, I got like my Cyberpunk email to remind me about my refund that I haven't filled out the form because I'm just lazy. But like, I'm just like, I don't want to like in ways go with this. Like, I feel like I don't want to get my money back. I just want to highlight the fact that I'm kind of annoyed and I want the game to look great and play well.
Wasn't there supposed to be like? Have they announced anything about patches yet?
So this month there's the first big patch, and in February there's a second one. I will say I went back to it over
the first big patch. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's not
big
yet.
Patch has been 17, 18 gigs.
No, there's. I don't think the first big patch has been released yet. There'd have been fanfare over that. I actually went back and started playing this. Well, I didn't start over. I carried on playing this over the Christmas break, and they have released, like you say, like 6 or 7 patches. I enjoyed what I played of it much more. I will say, like, it felt like a more... Because the thing I think I kept saying was how messy it felt, and I feel like that it's actually becoming a bit more stable now. And I actually really enjoyed it. I played it for a couple of hours, and then a couple of hours next day, and I really enjoyed it. I'm just always left...
I really want to play it, like... It's...
Well, the problem is, man, now what I'm left wondering is how much of the game's actually missing. Because there's been a lot come out since, like, people have managed to show, like, there's no AI for the driving and stuff, and they've shown that like a person will walk past you and go around the corner, but if you turn around they actually just vanish because they're not it's not really there. So I'm now kind of in the situation where I do actually want to finish it because I kind of like the story, but I also like I'm not in any real rush. I think I want to, because I feel like I'm worried that there's more I feel like in 6 months it's almost going to be a different game, and but
it's fucking 6 months.
Well, I know. The Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes, is out this year. I thought they dated that. Or did they just... Well, it'll be Halloween, won't it?
It'll be Halloween.
It'll be Halloween.
No doubt about that. It'll be Halloween. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, not a tremendous amount to say because it's kind of a known quantity, I guess.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. It's a bit of fun every Halloween. I'm quite happy with that release schedule. What else have we got here? Evil Dead the game, which I saw a tweet about.
Yes.
I forgot this was a thing. So is this another game like Dead by Daylight, like Friday the 13th? Is that...
So it's more along the lines of, I think, a World War Z kind of job because it's from Saber.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like, I feel it will be like a World War Z mixed in with Friday, mixed in with Dead by Daylight. I feel like that's the 3 games they're mainly going to take all their ideas from. The thing about this is that like you got like voice actors, the original voice actors going on. It's taking like a lot from what seems to be like Evil Dead 3 in ways, a bit of 2, like the car and stuff is there, and then there's like a good bit of the TV show Ash vs Evil Dead.
Yeah, they got the voice actor from that. I mean, the actress, sorry.
Yeah, she's in it, like, and stuff. So I think, like, if this just plays well and like has a lot of fan lore and stuff, I think this could be fucking a lot of fun. Because like a lot of people do like World War Z.
Yeah.
My thing was it was just could be any game. It didn't need to be World War Z. Do you know?
Yeah.
But as time went on, World War Z did get better. It was just lacking stuff. But that's the problem with these games, though. Like that's why like Dead by Daylight is doing so well, is because there's constantly new stuff, there's new updates, there's new packs. Like these games can't come out and just be like, here's 4 maps and enjoy that for the next 2 years, you know.
Well, here's one for you. Who's excited for a new Far Cry?
I'm up for it after watching Mandalorian.
I was checking my times the other day of like how much I've spent on each
that's
game.
the dude. Sorry, sorry, Chris. That's the
Moff Gideon.
Moff, yeah.
I've spent 70 hours on Far Cry 4.
Fuck.
I've played through it 3 times.
Wow.
Twice with my dad and once on my own.
Co-op.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Far Cry. What? Wait, that's Far
New
Cry
Dawn.
5 I'm on about. Sorry, Far Cry 5 I played with my
and-
dad, and then New Dawn I've only played once because it was fun. But like, I'm well up for this.
I think if I can temper my expectations that it's going to be just another Far Cry, I think I want it to be a bit more than that, and I don't think it is.
Well,
it needs to be, but you're probably right. Yeah.
If Far Cry 6 comes out to like, I've no doubt it's going to have like a good villain this time again. It's going to bring back the whole vast thing. I feel it's going to have that level of quality. I think it has to, because they haven't done it since 3. If it's just the same fucking loop though of gameplay,
that's what I mean. And then if they cop out on the
Far
story
Cry can just
again,
know then forever just go away after that. Like
it's got. I think Far Cry 6 they got a shit or get off the pot. I really do. Like they need to do something
to deliver.
Here.
Like 5 was fine. Like I did enjoy my time with it.
I like
but
5.
I'll tell you what, make it better: 4-player co-op,
but persistent as well.
Oh my god!
I tell you what though, like looking down this list of games, a game I genuinely am really really excited for is Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one.
Like, I'm up for it, but I'm also like very curious. It's very like the fact that that's first person really threw me off, but like I'm keen for it. Clearly,
the thing is we can't really say a lot about it because it's not really giving us much to go on. It looks really cool and stylish, like a bit like Deathloop, but in a different way. God of War we spoke about.
It's gotta be shit.
Yeah, of course. The Good Life, Sweary's new game. That's been coming
game
for ages.
Game of the year right there, baby.
Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is apparently this year.
Yeah.
I got a slight worry that's going to be one of the ones that doesn't make this year.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a new Batman kind of game like that.
Oh yeah. I'd be
Big
happy
time.
if it's like same kind of length. Because I know you can play like co-op with people, but is it like a full story like Batman Arkham Knight or Arkham?
I believe
City or
so,
whatnot?
but it's got drop in, I think.
Yeah, which I'm fully on board with.
It's weird how they announced that game and then it's just completely disappeared. And the other one, which I can't remember the name of, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's not this. That's not this year. GTA is coming to the new gen. Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7. I mean, again, not a huge amount to say. Interested in that. The Gunk. Give me the Gunk now, please.
So what you say?
Image and Form have not put out a bad game. In fact, they've not put out a not brilliant game. They're superb. Their steampunk games are amazing, all of them. Steampunk Dig 2 is amazing. Yes, the Gunk. Halo Infinite, lads.
Oh, Chris.
What's that?
Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Will that be this year?
Well, it has to be.
It better
I know it has
be.
to be. I know that. I know that, but will it?
Yes.
Okay.
Will it actually be exciting? Because wow.
Yes, because it's a Halo Xbox release. Yes. Hogwarts Legacy is apparently this year.
I'm
up
buzzing
for
for
being
this.
a fucking.
I can't wait for this.
I've got a few friends that are up for this.
I
I
can't
can't give
wait.
two
I'm
shades of shit about it. But,
Oh man,
I can
hope
already
it's
see the
good.
discourse around this game, though.
Yeah,
It's going to be fucking miserable.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
going to be
but
utter misery
that's what
when this
fucks me
game's
off.
marketed.
She didn't make it. She's got nothing to do with it. I know she created the world, but fuck off. Just let's just enjoy it. Let's remember why people love Harry Potter.
And
Well, day one, I'm going to be
dis-
drawing a scar on my forehead and getting my map.
I don't disagree with what Chris's sentiment is there, but unfortunately, Chris, you're out of fucking luck, mate. That's not going to happen.
No, I know.
What else have we got here? Jet: The Far Shore. It's Super Brothers' new game, and Super Brothers did like Sword and Sorcery and nothing since. So that's is it Kana or Kena? Bridge of Spirits. That one they showed that looked
I assume
gorgeous.
it's just Kenna because it's not got like some sort of
foresty
accent over
Zelda-ish
it or
one.
anything.
Yeah.
It's the foresty one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The natural looking one from memory.
Leisure Suit Larry: Wet Dreams
I don't really know much
Dry
more about it
Twice.
than that, but... Oh
Jesus Christ.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Now, Mass Effect, I have a question for you all.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, are any of you going to play through all those games again?
Depends what's going on, and I can imagine a lot, so probably not. I'd love to. I'd love to have the time to.
Yeah. Monster Hunter Stories
If only you'd
2.
never played them.
Yeah, well, that would be nice. Chris, just #GFY. Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Another Monster Hunter game. So, The World Ends With You. Neo, The World Ends With You, sorry. No More Heroes 2. Any of these? Lighting Peoples?
3.
Psychonauts 2.
Hey.
Come on. Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart. That's probably out in the next couple of months, I would imagine.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's
all over that.
That's going to be the berries.
Sure. Resident Evil Village. Now, here's a question
10
for
out
you.
of 10.
Here's a question for you.
Up for that.
Whenever that game comes out this year, if it comes out this year, is it called Resident Evil Village when it comes out, or is it called Resident Evil 8?
Resident Evil 8.
It's called Village.
Called Village.
It's called Village.
I
It's
think it'll be
definitely
Village, but I think that's a shit name. I mean, it might as well be called Resident
Resi
Evil
8
generic.
sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, but so does Resident Evil Village. What's the fucking sequel? Resident Evil Suburban, Caravan
Resident Evil
Park.
County.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Village.
Although I would play Resident
Quaint
Evil
Hamlet.
Hampshire. I would play Resident Evil Hampshire.
Yeah, I would.
Resident Evil Hampshire. Go wait the fuck.
All right, sorry, mate.
Jesus.
Can't all live in the lush
Resident Evil Cork.
world of Ireland. Resident Evil
Resident
Cork.
Evil
now
Ireland.
No. Resident Evil County Cork.
Resident Evil County
It's
Cork.
just got a bit of a more. That would be terrific. Resident Evil Caravan Park's all I want to play. That would be a great
Resident
game.
Evil Londonderry.
Yes. I'm glad we're because I'm trying to find another game on this list. Which is the vampire game?
Masquerade.
Is it? Because there's loads of these on this list.
I don't
Vampire
know.
the Masquerade,
Vampire
Bloodlines
games
2,
this year, is there?
Out for Blood, Parliament of Knives. I think that's not that game. Windjammers 2 is this year. Wonder Boy, Asher
that
in
Lord of the
Monster
Rings Gollum out this
Lord
year.
of the Rings Gollum looks
It's not on
right.
this list, lads. I don't
It
know
was
what
on
to
the
tell you.
list.
I
You
saw it
missed
on
it.
the list. Yeah.
I think that
Wow.
game is going to be a pile of Gollum, if I'm brutally
I
honest.
don't know.
It's one of those ones I think could go either way.
What do you actually think you're going to be doing in that game?
Following some hobbits is around.
Rubbing some
Like,
rings.
Finding
just
the
peeking
ring.
around rocks and just shouting precious, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I
that'd
do
be
most
amazing.
weekends, mate. So
There's
I mean-
a button on your controller that just precious.
Don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. I'm all
Up on the
for it,
D-pad.
but all the Lord of the Rings the better. But to be honest, I would absolutely way prefer a remaster of like Two Towers and Return of the King. Like,
I mean,
those ones.
we've got a title, but I was just thinking, wow, if the Gollum game will basically be you being desperate for a ring, isn't it? So it's like, that's it. That's all the games in 2021. We did have a listener correspondence question that I said I'd ask and didn't an hour ago, but it's a very brief one, and it was regarding resolutions. It was, have you got any New Year's resolutions for gaming? Or anything you've always meant to play, or a game you want to finally finish off? And that's from GTA 4 Steve, or G-Town Steve, or whatever he's going by this week. It's from Discord.
I want to play more online with you lads, particularly
Well,
Monster
I'm
Hunter
sorry,
Rise.
mate, none of us do,
I can't wait to play Monster Hunter Rise.
I'm sorry.
All three of you. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is going to be great.
Deep Rock.
That'll definitely happen.
Yeah, about
Chris, like,
time,
it's
about
absolutely
time.
happening.
Yeah. Which one? Deep Rock or Monster Hunter Rise?
Rise.
No.
Well, you're not invited, so that's that.
Oh,
fine.
we'll trade him in for Mick. It's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's fine too.
What I will say though is, like, regarding games resolutions this year, I actually kind of said this to you, Adam, already, but like, I have an overwhelming amount of games to play at the moment, and I'm just not going to let them slide by. I'm officially like making this year the year where I'm saying it now, but fucking I'm already after getting 2 games in my head already that I'm going to definitely buy day one. But I'm not going to buy games that I don't fucking need straight away. Do you know, like, it's just, I've a serious habit of going, day one, that looks great, I'm definitely playing, I'll pick it up straight away. I'm just going to not do that.
I'm going to predict you fail that resolution.
It probably is. I've fucking already looked at
I'm
pre-order.
kind of with you. I want to play less but play more. Like, I
Why
want
not?
to play
Finish
less
more.
number of games, but
Yeah.
play more of the games I do buy or get.
But
or
here's
play.
the thing, right? I have Watch Dogs, Valhalla, Immortals, still going through Yakuza. I got the Yakuza Remaster Collection, and it's probably fucking Cyberpunk. Like,
Yeah.
I want to play all those games, start to finish.
You're not going
just
to.
do.
Well, I mean, you might if you don't play any more, buy any more games. But that means I'm saying I'm with you. I would like to play less but play more. I don't know about the Chris's.
Yeah, well, that as well as the multiplayer. Like, I played.
I'm the same as you. Yeah, I'd like to do that more.
I played Ghost of Tsushima over Christmas.
Yes.
And platinumed the mother. Completed it, mate.
In
You
10
know what I mean?
days, I would have said, didn't you?
I didn't
2
see
weeks?
my family. 2
Jesus.
weeks, maybe. But yeah, 40 odd hours.
He did very well. Because when I saw you tweet that, I was like, fucking hell, he's
I
done
want to
that
say
quick.
40 hours. It's that kind of time anyway.
That doesn't seem actually as much as I would have expected.
I'm pretty good at games, though, mate. You
So
forget
I've
this.
heard. Yeah.
but like,
Pretty
I
good
want to
at
do more of
bullshit
that.
as
And
well,
I'm now,
aren't you?
What's that?
Nothing.
What's that second?
Nothing at all, mate.
No, what did he say? Chris, what did he say?
I said you're pretty good at bullshit as well, apparently.
Yeah. I'm good at everything, mate.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to Immortals because I want to finish that. So I want to see more games. We play more of.
I finished Immortals over Christmas or over New Year. It's fantastic. I did consider like getting all the achievements. I think it would probably rip the fun out of it in that one. I think because there's so much to do.
So much to glue, yeah.
There's the trouble is there's a couple of them like that you need to upgrade everything, and that would mean basically going into chests and basically the resources in that game where you upgrade your weapons probably would require me basically hunting the chests, which isn't the best
me
part
and
of the
you
game.
play this very differently though. I'm like, oh, let's go and get that chest, then that chest, and then that.
No,
chest,
I do that. That's what I'm saying, but I don't think that's actually fun. I will say the last dungeon in that game was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. It was basically the size of 2 dungeons.
Okay.
And also,
I haven't got there yet.
No, I think I kind of broke the game because I had so many powers. It's a bit like Tsushima, where you can kind of get so much so early that you actually make it kind of trivial.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I do that in RPGs. I tend to overlevel in RPGs as well, like, to trivialize the combat a bit. But yeah, I mean, go on.
No, I was just going to quickly say there, because I didn't get a chance to say it in the game of the year, but very briefly, I'm still, as I said, going through Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I sat in on all our conversations for Game of the Year pods without playing that game whatsoever. And that game is a fucking absolute masterpiece. I love it so much. Yep. It is probably a bit long. It's very long. It definitely does have like chunky cutscenes
yeah.
you do not expect. But lads, he's my favorite character. He's my favorite character.
Wonderful character, Hitman. Yeah.
Like, I am so in on this franchise now.
I still maintain it's not just him. I think some of the, I mean, I won't spoil, but some of the party members you get later in the game are a little underdeveloped because you get them late in the game. But the kind of 4 that you get, including Ichiban, the main 4 at the start, I think all of them are superb. I like all of them.
They're all brilliant.
Yeah.
But the voice actor that does Ichiban is so funny.
Yes.
Like, and just the animations for his face in general with the hair.
Yeah.
It's just, and he's just like the best dude. He's just like.
I like his hair, by the way. Is it? I'm not supposed to. I don't think.
I thought it was
funny at first. It's just like.
I like the way that they just take the piss out of it at the start, though, and the guy just bent over, creasing at his hair at the start.
Yes. I mean, the Dragon Quest stuff now you've seen some of the Dragon Quest stuff is so good.
The Dragon Quest stuff, like. I like everything he's saying. I'm like, I absolutely, totally relate. I get what you're on about, man. It's just it's just an absolute wonderful game, and I'm still playing it. I never want it to end.
Don't worry, you've got a long way left yet.
I know, yeah.
Chris White, any gaming resolutions?
Not particularly, but I have like there are games of years past which I never finished because you have this period.
Yes.
As an editor, as you guys know, and Adam, you know as well, because you're busy with podcasts and stuff. But you're busy throughout the whole year. So when a game comes out, you play it pretty much then, and then it's on to the next one. So certain games kind of get left behind a little bit. So I made sure that I finished The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Let me know, PS4, Chris, or Switch?
PS4. I've owned it for a Game of the Year edition. I've owned it for about 2 years, and I kept playing it, and then something else came up, and then I just had to delete it off my system because the PS4 was too full with other stuff. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna fucking finish it. I'm gonna dive back in, but it's you dive back into a game, you're like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah, what am I doing?
As big as The Witcher.
You're drinking your potions by mistake, pressing the wrong buttons.
So I was in Novigrad, and I'd just done the mission where you go to that party with Triss. All the masks and stuff. Yeah. I remember that. And then the rest I kind of had to read all the fucking shit to remember. But I played another 60 hours just doing everything. And I finally finished it. And now I've got all the expansions and stuff.
I was going to say you're going to do the DLC.
Got basically the entire game to start.
I mean, it's superb.
Well, I've started Heart of Stone, so... I'm just finding that big toad thing in the sewers.
The fucking toad. Why is there a toad? Why a toad? Why is there always toads and frogs in games? I don't like it. He's a dirty one too. Big bitch.
Bastard, yeah.
But tell me, Chris, though, look, overall, though, what did you make? Did you like it?
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
It's just incredible.
Everything about it.
Can you believe that they released Cyberpunk?
No, this is what I'm more fucking angry is that I played Cyberpunk. I finished Cyberpunk before I finished that.
Yeah.
But you can see so many similarities now with how they do leveling up, the character choice, the multiple endings. You know, there's tons more in The Witcher, obviously, because it's not just about
it's finished.
What happens to Geralt.
Sorry, I was meant to think that.
Ciri, but it's about like the kings and the actual the whole continent. Like it completely changes depending on more or less what you do. So I love it, and the art style and all the fucking top notch, and the voice acting, amazing.
Side quests. Jesus
Christ,
they're so good.
Yeah, man.
It's
such a dense, fantastic.
It's a big
game.
one. On that note, though, that is the end of this podcast, but it is the start of this podcast for 2021. So with that in mind, I don't often do this, but if you enjoy this podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you aren't aware, we are a website as well. We are godisageek.com, one word.com, godisageek.com. We do lots of reviews, we do loads of stuff that you won't see on YouTube that is on the website as well. So we'd love it if you had a click on that and had a look around. With that in mind, we'd love it even more, or probably as much, if you went to patreon.com/godisageek, where you can get this podcast early. We are going to hopefully get back to doing our other podcasts that we do that are Patreon exclusive. We do video, we do giveaways, we do lots of stuff on Patreon. And if you're in America, $1 gets you this podcast early, audio and video versions. Or £1 if you're in the UK. I don't know, a euro if you're in Europe. I don't know. I mean, that's another thing we've got to deal with in this fucking hellscape. Regardless, there's a lot of content there, and you can find us on all the social medias under God is a Geek. And we really appreciate it. We are an independent website. We do what we want to do. Basically, we are beholden to no one, really, apart from you, our viewers, listeners, readers, social media followers. I don't know, but we are not really beholden to anyone other than the people who consume our content, for want of a less cunty phrase, in 2021 this early on. Oh yeah, C-bomb, first episode of the year.
There you go.
That's something I
nearly
can promise
got away with not having one.
No, you have me as host. Sorry, lads. I will say the video podcast is going to be a bit different this year. Normally, when I edit it, I drop videos of the games, and I mean this episode's not going to have that because I wouldn't be able to get it done in time for the episode to actually go live because we talked about for 50-odd games. At the end of the day, you're hopefully watching, if you're not listening, for our opinions. So you can look at our faces as well for now. I'm not going to promise that there's going to be video of the games all the time because it behind the curtain a little bit, it just cuts some of the production process out and allows me to actually get this done and see my family, which I'm sure you will all agree is important. We are always happy to disclose that sort of stuff as well. We're always honest with the people that watch us or listen to us. But again, we're a website as well. godisageek.com, patreon.com/godisageek. Those places tremendously help us. And don't be the guy that thinks, or the gal that thinks, oh, $1's not fucking worth it. That won't do anything. 10 people support us for $1. That's $10. And the more people that do that, the bigger we can become. And we can do this as a full-time thing. And hey, who doesn't want that? That's the dream.
Who doesn't want more of us?
I don't know. Some would argue there's plenty of me, as I said earlier. But yes, we'd really appreciate it. If you just to go and have a look. Just go and have a look at the website. Just go and have a look at the Patreon. Think about how much you like this podcast. Podcasts are free. Totally aware of that. Podcasts are one of my most favourite mediums because they're free. If you think, what would it be? How many weeks are there in a year, Chris Hyde?
52.
Thank you. If you think that 50 to 52 podcasts a year are worth, I don't know, $10 to $12 or pounds, basically a tenner a year, including the Game of the Year stuff, which is another 12 hours of podcasts, another 5 episodes. If you think that's worth it, we do. I know podcasts are free, but we really do. And I am so sorry. I really struggle and hate to do this shit, but it's something I'm aware that we as a team don't do brilliantly, is promote ourselves. But genuinely, if you listen to this and you think I can spare, trust me, I know it's rough at the moment, but if you can spare a tenner a year, even if it's just for 1 month, $1 helps us out.
And tell your friends if you like it.
That's the other thing.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Share us.
Yeah.
Share us around. Throw us about a bit.
Tell your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother. Tell them all.
I thought it was going to be a song then, mate. Sorry, I thought you were like about to break into an act. I really thought that was like, yeah, never mind. Now I'm disappointed. Fuck those other listeners feel.
It's like songs for patrons.
Oh, that's a great idea. Adam, you and me. Chris on bass. Is that all right, Chris? Do you mind bass?
Well, drums would be easier.
No, I meant the musician. I meant Chris. Yeah, no, that's why I said you want
I'll
bass.
play bass. No, I'll play bass. I love playing bass.
He says he plays drums, but I've never seen any evidence of it. Ever. I've not seen like a video of him. He played rock band
Chris
drums.
sent you a video after this on. He was just fucking shredding blast beats everywhere.
If he does that, I'll put it I'll put it at the end of the podcast. But he's not going to. You know, I just realised we could actually genuinely do a band. That's how old I've become. Let's do a band.
Let's do a band,
lads.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching or listening, or however you consume this. Maybe someone's transcribing it and you're reading it. That would be a really long thing to read, but I'd love the idea that someone had done that. Adam, Chris, thank you for your time, for being here for our audience and for me and for all of us. And we will speak to you, everyone else, next week or whenever you choose to listen. Bye-bye for now.